my God, I'm so excited. Not even gonna play.
Hi.
Good, girl.
How you guys doing?
Mama?
Hi.
Look, I gotta before we start with all the niceties. Who was that guy you were talking to last night on your live?
Fuck, Lulu, I think. Somebody was telling me that he's like an industry dude, so somebody had sent me a live, right? And so I was like, I checked it out and I didn't see, I mean, I feel like everybody right now is talking about that, you know, like Latinos are up next, or what's going on with Latinos, or how can we make some money off of it? So I'm like, okay, whatever, that's basic conversation. But then he got into something else, and then somebody sent me another live. So I got on and I'm like, and halfway through it, I'm just like, bro, this is just the same cycle. Like every interview, everything, like everywhere I've ever gone is like, so you're so talented and we've seen you and we know you're out there, but nobody's ever wanted to help you. But, you know, we're rooting for you. And it's like, it's depressing. I'm like, you know what?
I was mad. I was mad that you gave him the time. And you said something that I got mad at you about. You said, it's not that I think Mexicans should help each other. Fuck that. Mexicans need to help each other.
Yeah, but I think, and that's where I get myself in trouble sometimes, is that I'll say something where like I know where my mind's going, and then I'll cut off the thought and I'll go into something else. So then that gets left as like something that I said, which is like, I do think Mexicans should help each other. I'm saying, I think sometimes I do put too much pressure. Like, I feel like Mexicans are my people, right? That's like my family, right? And same thing with like black and brown. Like whenever I've spoke about black and brown issues, I said this on my little live or whatever. I was like, I feel like we're family, so like I can check us. You know what I mean? Like I can say where we're fucking up. But sometimes people go, oh, all you do is talk shit about us. And it's like, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, we have certain toxic traits within our community that we tend to fuck up, and I think that's what's holding us back. And you know, it's kind of like
part of that crabs in a bucket mentality, right? Well, what are you doing? Like, what you think you're too good? And we gotta help each other. And I've always been about that. Well, I was talking to all your fans before you came on. Girl, I've been riding with you as a fan for a long time. Like, I still fan out. I still get a little excited.
I know.
Thank you. I love everything you do. I love everything you represent. Not only as a Mexican American, as a Chicana, as a Latina, as a woman. As a woman, you know, watching you grow. So
yeah,
I'm glad you cut that guy off. I was just like, oh my God, where is this going?
That's the thing. There's a lot of, like, whenever I've done like press runs or whatever, like on tour, it got really depressing. I think that's why I ended up leaving Atlantic, was because every fucking interview was like, how do you feel, you know, that they're pushing these people and they're not pushing you? And I'm just like, bro, this is the most depressing shit. I'm doing the same fucking interview over and over. And I'm like, this sucks, you know? Like, it's like bashing me every fucking time I do an interview. So I was like, bro, so for a while I was just like, man, I hate interviews. But it's not that I hate interviews. I hate people who don't actually know me or my career. Like, you know me. So I'm like, yo, let's do this. But it's like, there's just people who, like, they go to the basic questions and then they go, you're underrated. Well, we're rooting for you, but like never post my music, never give a fuck, never anything. I'm like,
don't how are you show nothing?
Like, that's so weird, you know? And after that, one of his homeboys hit me up or whatever, and I was just like, dog, like, how are you rooting for me? How? Where? I have shot and edited my own fucking shit, my own music videos, record my shit, drop my shit. I'm doing everything independent, do my own merch, run my own warehouse, screen print, embroider, heat press. I do all that shit, and I have yet to see so many industry people ever acknowledge any of it. They'll DM me and be like, yo, you're dope, we're rooting for you. But I'm like, thanks for the fucking vibes. You know what I mean?
That's almost like a backhanded, it's like a backhanded compliment. Like, don't even do that. And I'm going to tell you something. They need you. You don't need them. It's a different world now. It's a different, you're doing it. You're touring. You're selling all your shit. Own your shit. Document everything. And don't worry about anything else, because your fans got you in a way that other artists could only wish. And they're going to start coming around again and asking the same old questions. But
oh, and IJ's in the building.
They need you. It's not the other way around.
Wait, let me say this. IJ's in the building. You, IJ, like, of course there's people out there, but I feel like a lot of times it's women. Like, women obviously will do that. I just feel sometimes, and here we go, I don't want to be like pointed at as like a male hating bitch or something, but it's one of those things where it's like, bro, sometimes dudes be fake as hell. Sometimes it be the dudes that are the fakest. Because it's like, they'd be like, yeah, homegirl, I see you. Hey, let me know if you want a distribution deal. I'll middleman that for you. And then you're like, no, I'm not really looking for that right now. They're like, oh, all right. And then they just never post you, never. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And people have asked me, like, why do you think you're not more out there? It's like, because I'm down. You feel me? I'm like, yo, let's make bread together. But at the same time, nobody's bringing something that we can break some bread together. And somebody else in the chat said, don't act like you do it alone. You have friends. Well, first of all, of course I have friends, but my brother, my cousin, my other cousin, and a couple of the people that work with me, of course, we're a fucking team. But what I'm saying is, I don't have a label. I don't have a manager. I don't have none of that. I have the people that are working in this. And that's why I think it's going to work, is because it's finally independent and we finally can just, and yeah, it's a good day, Dana. It's a good fucking day.
Why should you have to split your pie with somebody else? You baking the pie, you made the pie. Don't split that with anybody. You don't got to share your piece.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You baked it, you cooked it, you fucking rolled, you needed the bread, you needed the crust. I'm with you. I'm with you 100.
You feel me?
Now, okay, that felt good. Because I was mad. I was
mad, bro. I had to go see Blue Waves after that so that I could fucking relax. Because I deadass was like, why am I on this? I was like, why am I on this live? I was like, damn, bro. And it's not even to be fucked up. It's just those conversations. You know, those industry conversations you have all the time behind the scenes where you know motherfuckers give you a pat on the back, but you're like, bro, you ain't ever, like, you don't give a fuck, bro. Like, they want to make the me. Like,
I'm a woman in this industry. I'm a Latina woman in this industry. I know. It's all these little remarks that are supposed to be complimentary, and at the end of the day, they're not. They don't want to take that chance, that risk with you, but they want a piece of it. And that's not how it goes. And for you, you're not man-hating. You don't have to be against something to be for something. And I'm about my sisters, my hermanas. I'm about women of color. I'm about empowering women. It doesn't mean I'm against men, but I've read that book. I've seen that movie. I've heard that song. I've listened to that show. And we need something too. We need representation. And that's where you come in. So thank you very much. And Anthony's dying to ask you a question. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I had to say that.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Just letting you guys hate on men over here.
No, we're not hating on men.
We're not hating on men.
I know you're not.
I miss Hot Snow.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, dude. I seen you in the Food's Gone Wild comment section the other day.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
The day that Sir 6ix9ine got released, and I wanted to ask you about your comment where you said the one that you were like, you must really love your man, where you highlight the fact that, you know, they slept with his baby mom, they, you know, they were happier when he was in jail. Can you unpack that comment for me a little bit? Were you trying to justify the snitching, or were you saying that he was right in the snitching?
I wasn't saying that he's right in his snitching, and here goes the man again trying to get me in some shit.
You posted it.
Saying he's right. I wasn't saying he's right in snitching. Yeah, I commented that. But the thing is that people are always, the first thing that they want to do is get your shit out of context. I'm not defending, nor honestly, as another man that I've never met, nothing, whatever, I'm not gonna fucking take his whole fucking issue into my life. However, I think there's a lot of hypocrites out there. I'll say that right now. There's a lot of hypocrite ass motherfuckers out here that are gonna talk about the issue because they want the clout or they want to make that the headline or whatever. And I swear to God, if you make this shit the headline, I'm gonna run up on you, bro. But I'll let you know right now, because I've done a couple Vlad interviews where the headline was Iggy Azalea, yet I talked about Mexican issues and immigration the whole fucking time. But we're gonna use one little blur. You know, so no, what it is straight up, I just think there's a lot of hypocrisy out here. There's a lot of hypocrites in the rap game. And as someone who has put people on before or has used my money and my little bit of clout I got in my tours and my everything to put someone on, and then they're disloyal as fuck, all I can tell you is once you're disloyal, the rules are out. Fuck you. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of people out here are more willing to permit the disloyal part of it and, you know, just talk about it straight up. Like I would take those 40 whatever years. And it's like, I'm not saying he should have snitched. All I'm saying is, bro, y'all hypocrites, fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck.
No, I agree. And we spoke about this yesterday, and I'm glad you said that, because I told Anthony the same thing. How am I going to like or dislike somebody I don't know? However, having come from a place of impoverishment, whatever you want to say. I grew up poor. I get that code and all that stuff, but I'm not about it. I'm not about that life. I'm about empowering one another, bettering one another, lifting each other up. And if that requires some telling, I'm gonna fucking tell. Don't do nothing in front of me. That's all I'm saying.
Don't quote me.
I will say.
Don't do it in front of me.
Bro, there's a whole lot of disloyalty going on out here in the industry. All that happens is motherfuckers want to be put on. They want you to give them money, support them, do this and that and that. But then once they get to that certain level, they're like, oh, I got this myself. I want to do my own thing. Or even worse, this motherfucker got robbed, got fucking taken for all his money. There's a whole lot of tax paying out here. And it's like, you're dead ass being extortioned. Like, you're dead ass being told, bro, if you don't give me this much money, you're fucked. And it's like, what?
You wanted to stay loyal? Like what?
I'd have gone to Mexico, bro. That's it. Fuck everybody.
The must really love your man's part made me laugh. That was funny, dog.
Cause all this all lie to my bitch. I'm all about my dudes. Like all y'all got that weird ass bros over hoes mentality. Cool. Get your bro to suck your dick then. Fuck you.
All right, I'm gonna change the tempo here. I did not know that you were acting now, that you're on Queen of the South. Tell us about that. That's like a whole new world for you.
Bro, that was a whole 2 years ago. I ain't been on that.
I didn't know. I never saw the show.
I didn't either. If
I never know.
in your bio, I wouldn't even know.
I didn't know. I saw it in your bio. I had no idea.
Yeah. One of the writers, George, fuck, I forgot his fucking last name, but George was fucking dope over there, and he brought my name up, and then a bunch of the people that were like working with the show were like, yes, no, the product is dope, and they asked me if I would like to, like, you know, send in an audition tape, and I was like, oh my god, like, I don't even know how that could happen, you know. So I did it, and then they were like, dope, we want you for an episode, and then they were like, okay, we want you for 4 episodes, and then they were like, all right, we want you for 2 seasons, and I was like, dope. And I loved it. Honestly, I fucking loved it. It was amazing. That was the greatest first acting experience of my life. And had it
you
not
like that
been...
residual money? You like that residual money? You know you do.
Yes, I do. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I would dead ass take way more acting gigs because they pay and treat you way better than they do as a rapper. Crazy. It was amazing, but it did conflict a little bit with my touring, and I ended up having to move so many things around that it was just like they were really like, you're gonna have to pick which one's like your priority, and I did have a tour and everything, so they kind of were like, you know what, this just isn't working out. So
I can see how this would work for you though, and I hope you look for more roles in the future. You know, I've always said intelligent people can act very easily. If you can pick, you know, you've got a lot of this. And if you just, I'm telling you, girl, I think you could get some major roles if you really want that. You could work around it. Drake does it.
I would love that.
Childish
You know
Gambino does it. You could do it.
I think I can. And you know what? Especially right now with this whole, like, you know, no touring going on is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I might have to act. But I think the crazy, I told my girl, I was like, I'll tell you one thing, I will not get, because she told me, she was like, you're not going to get no fucking roles making out for an hour with somebody, are you? And I was like, no. I was like, I don't think so, but I will definitely not get any maid roles. I'm not doing maid roles. I ain't doing no gardener roles. I don't give a fuck. No, that's not what we're doing. But, you know, I was Lil T, though. I was a sick-ass chola, though.
You are a sick-ass chola? Did you enjoy playing that part? Was it easy for you?
Yeah. I mean, it was initially, I think the character was written to be a little bit more gangster, and I kind of played it a little more like I was the runt of the gangsters. Like I didn't really know what I was doing as a chola. Yeah. I feel like that's more realistic. Like if I was to be a gangster, I'd be like, oh my god, like drug dealing sucks. Like this shit is hard work. Like I don't like this. So I kind of was playing it like that, and they thought it was funny, so I just kept going with it. It was cool. They gave me a lot of permission to kind of, you know, work
I
with
mentioned that because I think you should get into it. I did some acting in Breaking Bad. I was a reporter, and it wasn't that hard, except that I had to speak all in Spanish. That's the only thing that was hard. Everything had to be done in Spanish. Girl, that was tough, but those residual checks are nice. Right? I'm sure you appreciate them right now. You drop Pressure. When's the album coming? Because if you look at everybody's asking about the album, and on my own page, people are like, ask her about the album. When's that coming? What, you got a date?
I don't even know. Like I said, that's one thing. And somebody was saying earlier, like, why am I looking for someone to put me on? Like, I'm not looking for nobody to put me on. What I do understand in this music industry is that there is a reason that certain labels do work. There's a reason that distribution works. There's a reason that you do get a manager. Some things it gets to be too much. You know, I do everything. When I say I do everything, is like I have my hand in everything, and I'm literally every single day, whether it's merch, artwork, music videos, recording, working with my artists. Handro was in this bitch too. All these things are so many parts that I would love to have somebody actually come through that wants to be a part of this, but that actually will do what they say. There's a lot of people that just want to cut of the pie, but they don't want to fucking help with the ingredients. That's what I'm talking about. Right. So going back to the album, I do everything myself. So as of right now, I deadass have no pressure. And as a person with ADD, I'm like, when is my album dropping? I don't fucking know. I haven't done I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's crazy.
Whenever you feel like the product is ready is when it's dropping. When you feel like the product is ready.
But I think I need to really put some goals on this shit and be like, all right, this is what, huh? You said for my birthday? We might, my girl's saying that to drop it on my birthday. Maybe that would be a good
When's your birthday?
When's your birthday?
June 24th. June 24th.
Oh, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. You know, you just talked about having ADD. I just saw your post about your mom. Let me tell you something. I grew up in a household, and for a long time it was difficult for me to talk about, but I was raised by my grandmother, I called her my nana, and she was a diagnosed schizophrenic. And very, very difficult time in my childhood because she was bad. She was institutionalized several occasions, but she loved me so much, you know, and I loved her so much. She gave me everything. But it was also some scary times, right? Like we would hide from the TV or hide from the people in the walls. Like it was a trip. It was a lot. How do you feel now talking about the issues with your mother? When you wrote that you thought it was you, oh my God, that hit me. Because I used to think I was doing something wrong. What is wrong with me? And then I got a little problem too sometimes. You know, I mean, I admit it. I have issues myself. I have to be alone. I have to count. I have to really think about things before I act a certain way. How do you feel about talking about your mom on that kind of level? Because you know you're going to get some haters too. There's always that ugly part of social media.
My mom's going to be the biggest hater to that post. She's probably going to read that, be offended and call me. I know. I posted that. Honestly, I was in my feels about my mom. For some reason, I woke up like that, and I actually was like crying and shit, and I like posted that, and I haven't like checked in with my mom about that, so I don't know if she's gonna be like, what are you telling my business for? But I do think that it's a very important story to be told for kids that grew up with parents like that, because a lot of times, especially I think in you know, Black and brown communities, but in everywhere, I think that it doesn't really have a color barrier. It really just happens everywhere, mostly in impoverished places where you don't have the money or the means to go to therapy or to take those days off, or for your, you know, that your parents got to continue working and you got to keep going to school, and then you got to take care of yourself after school or take care of your little siblings. So you don't really get that therapy or like those conversations where they tell you it's not your fault, you know. And I think a lot of times you do feel like it's your fault, or like, you know, if your parent all of a sudden like flipped and now you're sitting there like, what did I do? And it like drives you kind of crazy to be like, what did I do? Like, I don't know what I did, but mommy's mad at me, you know, or like my dad is like, you know, going through this. So I think it's important to talk about that, even if it means my mom's gonna fucking hate me. It's just
She's not gonna hate you.
I think it's a conversation that has to be had, you know. I'll say my part too, like, because I go through, somebody said being poor is expensive. It is.
It sure is, man.
I've gone through my own depression and anxiety, and I think my biggest stress is trying to make sure my son doesn't hear about that or anything, because I don't want him to be susceptible to that, or, you know, all these different things. It's just so many moving parts that come with dealing with a parent going through that, or poverty, or, you know, our parents being immigrants, and everything that comes with all that is something that just has to be talked about. And that's kind of what I got into rap for, was to talk about those things. And I think sometimes I forget, and I have to check myself and be like, yo, am I really doing what I said I was going to do in this industry? Or am I just kind of like getting wrapped up in the bullshit that is this industry? And that's why I've been trying to stay my ass away from social media, because I'm like, I think I need to check myself, you know, and just
but those are very powerful, important things. I don't know about you, but I would feel embarrassed, right? I would go to school and I knew something was very wrong with my family, or different, not wrong, because it wasn't my Nana's fault, but I would feel ashamed and embarrassed. I would never have anybody over at the house. God forbid. I didn't want them to see what was going on. And it took me a long time to talk about it on the radio too, until I realized that there are more people going through it, and those kind of conversations can help. That post will help somebody. It helped me. Like today, I was like, oh, that feeling of wondering why what am I doing so wrong is something that I know a lot of people can relate to. And brown and black communities, you mentioned that, we were told to keep our mouths shut. Don't talk about what goes on in the house. Don't tell anybody what happens in here. Don't talk about your feelings. Just shut up and suck it up. And that's not healthy. And you carry that with you for the rest of your life. And you got to be able to let that out. And
yeah,
radio's been my therapy, like rap's been your therapy. Personally.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like those little, you know, insecurities you grow up with, or, you know, just different things that you just you don't feel worthy, and that ends up kind of affecting your relationships currently, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I've done my part with my mom. I'm not gonna lie, like I've had to block my mom. I've had to like give her some money and then block her and be like, yo, here you go, like you good, but also like I'm like, bro, I gotta have my peace of mind, because sometimes it's not fair. And I've had this with friends too, where like it's not fair that because you're going through something, like maybe I'm struggling to keep my mental health okay for this day, and now you just threw everything on me, and now I'm like overwhelmed, when like, girl, I was barely dealing with my motherfucking day, you know? So yes, it's crazy. So
how hard is it to not argue? How hard is it not to argue with her? Because that's the norm, right? They want you to, they draw you in, and they want to fight. It's so hard sometimes. I'll be like, I love you, mom, I'll call you back. Yeah. Because if I get drawn in there, I can't get out.
It's hard because I'm a Cancer and I'm passionate as fuck whenever like I'm getting into a conversation, and I love my mom. I will openly say, like, that is the human being on earth that like growing up, I wanted to be like her, fucking just everything. Like my mom is everything, but it's also hard to love somebody so much, but no, like we got to put boundaries, we got to put limits on this shit, because I just can't fucking deal with it, you know? But man, that lady is the most funny fucking person I've ever met. Like, I think I get all my good traits from her and a lot of my bad ones too. So I love her mom. I'm gonna have to bring her ass from Mexico.
You would not be who you are without the good or the bad. And we all have good and bad. So I want to thank you for taking this time. Thank your girl for put it in the video. Where's she at?
Who,
Tell her to come up in the video. Your
girl. My mom's in Mexico.
No, your girlfriend, isn't she?
Oh, my girlfriend? Oh, she's cooking breakfast now.
Oh, I was like, I'm gonna tell her to get up in the video.
How does your mom feel about your girlfriend?
Huh?
How does your mom feel about your girlfriend?
Is she good now?
That's one of the issues. So,
we Latinas, you already know how the house is. It's already like it's
no, like, you know, I think I have a lot on my plate, you know. It's like I clearly am LGBT. I am very outspoken. I'm a rapper. I didn't go to college. All the things that you can possibly, I'm tatted, like all the things you can put on a mom's, like on a real Mexican mom's list of don't be, I am. So, you know, I'm pretty sure she's stressed out and depressed about it sometimes, but she's growing, and I think that's something that can also be very like a learning experience. And I've thought about this before, like only making certain vlogs with my mom, bringing her ass from Mexico, and just because these are things that I think a lot of the Latin community has to deal with. Like we have to grow through, you know, like pulling down the barriers, because, you know, a lot of Mexican people tend to say some comments that you're like, that's not gonna roll on Instagram right now. I'm gonna shut up.
It's behind the scenes racist stuff. It's misogynistic stuff. It's things against the LGBTQ community. And I had to start checking my family. Like I was like, I used to be afraid, but now I'm like, that's not acceptable. That's not how we speak. That's not how we're gonna speak. And it took a long time, but now, I mean, my family listens now. They're like, okay, we're not going to talk like that. Now, can you change someone's heart? I don't know. But you can at least change what comes out of their mouth, and then hopefully they grow. Remember, your mom, in her eyes, she lost a little bit of you, but she's gaining a new you. It's going to take her time, too, but she loves you unconditionally as well, you know, just like you love her.
Man, I love I'm telling you, like, I don't know why today I woke up. I might buy my mom a fucking ticket, even in not in the Corona thing, because damn, bro, I heard it's gonna happen till July. This shit is crazy.
Buy her a ticket and a mask and get her over here.
Right?
She's good.
I'm gonna send her a bubble. Well, thank you guys.
All right,
for
we're gonna be looking for that album.
June 24th.
June 24th.
I think so. I think we're gonna have to do it.
Can you confirm that?
And hire a good indie to promote it.
Yeah, hire somebody good. Don't hire.
Put out the word for me. Put out the word for me. That Snow's
I got you.
finally
I'm gonna hit
looking
you
for
later.
people to actually do what they said they was gonna do. Because a lot of people in this industry owe me money.
All right, thank you. Right
Thank
before
you.
the album drops, let's do it again. Maybe we can do it in person. Who knows?
Hell yeah, let's do it. Love
Lucy
you,
Fox,
bye.
girl. We'll see you later. Bye.